Hello, everyone.
It's Darren and Susan from Retired Time to Cruise.
We're back with another Value Cruise episode.
This time, we're highlighting special cruises for special singles in May of 2025.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose?
We've had a lot of people asking about singles and single supplements, so we thought this would be a good time to put out some of the pricing that's available for singles.
I always knew there was a single supplement added to the prices of cruises, but wow, when I started doing the research on vacationstogo.com, we're not travel agents.
We don't get a commission. We're just pointing these things out from the goodness of our hearts.
Anyways, when I was doing the research, I was shocked how few cruises were under $100 for singles. So we have limited it to $120 per day. With the research, we've identified 11 cruises that meet that criteria.
These cruises go 3, 4, 5, 7 nights, and one is a total of 17 nights. Wow, that's an awesome cruise.
Some of these cruises are round trip in North America. Some of them are repositioning.
And some are round trip in Europe.
And repositioning in Europe.
Oh, that's true. And the 17-night one is a trans-Pacific from Japan to North America.
That's really exciting, and that one is actually one of the best value cruises that we've identified. I get to tell you about all of those singles cruises. The first special single cruise I'm going to tell you about is a 4-day cruise from Miami to Miami on May 19th. It's on the Norwegian Gem, and it goes from Miami to Nassau, Bahamas, then to Great Stirrup Cay, the private island for Norwegian, and back to Miami. You do get one sea day in there, and it's going to run you $112 US per night. If you're already in Europe, this is a really neat singles deal. It's 5 nights on the MSC Magnifica. It only goes from Marseille to Barcelona to Genoa, and then back to Barcelona, and then back to Marseille. That fabulous Marseille to Marseille round trip is going to run $118 per night. The next cruise I'm going to talk about is actually an Alaska cruise. It's a one-way trip either from Vancouver to Anchorage or from Anchorage back to Vancouver. And there's actually 4 different sailing dates. You can sail as early as May 5th or as late as May 26th. Those Alaska cruises range from a low of $91 per night, then $99 per night, followed by $108 per night, or right up to our maximum, $120 per night. On those cruises, you will visit Ketchikan, Skagway, Juneau, and Icy Point, as well as some scenic cruising through the Inside Passage and to see Hubbard Glacier. Now this one is really special. It's a 7-day round trip on May 18th from New York to New York, and it goes all the way down to Florida. You will visit Port Canaveral, Nassau, Bahamas, and the private island Ocean Cay. This is on the MSC Meraviglia, and it's only going to run $101 a night. That seems like a really good deal for a singles cruise. Now we're talking about another European special. This one is on May 14th on the MSC Splendida. You start in Genoa, Italy, visit Marseille, then you visit Tarragona, Spain. I've never heard of that one. And Valencia, Spain. The next stop is Florence, Italy, to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And of course, you stop at the iconic Civitavecchia before returning back to Genoa, Italy. This is a really full 7-day cruise at a rate of $105 a night for singles. This is another cool European opportunity on the MSC Splendida. It's a 4-night repositioning from Marseille to Valencia. You start out in Marseille, you visit Barcelona, then Palma de Mallorca, next is Alicante, and you finish up in Valencia. This is an outstanding value of $100 per night. This is an extended version of another trip on the Splendida, MSC Splendida. It starts in Genoa on May 5th and it goes to Civitavecchia. It's going to cost you $116 per night. It has stops in Marseille and Barcelona, Palma de Mallorca, then Alicante and Valencia. Then you sail to Florence, which is Pisa, and finally you finish up in Civitavecchia. We're sure getting a lot of opportunities on the MSC Splendida for this excellent price point. This time it's $109 per night, and it's for a cruise from Civitavecchia to Civitavecchia, 7 nights, and your stops include Genoa, Italy, followed by Marseille, France. Then you have the Spanish stops of Tarragona, Spain, and Valencia, followed by Florence, and then you return back to Civitavecchia. This is a really exciting trip. On May 20th, again, this one costs you $109 per night. This is another European opportunity, but this time in Northern Europe. It's a 3-night cruise. It starts out in Rotterdam, Holland, and ends up in Kiel, Germany. This one costs you $99 per night, and it's on the Costa Diadema. The sailing is on May 13th. This one really excites me. It's the 17-day Trans-Pacific cruise. You start out in Tokyo on May 15th. You visit Shimizu and Osaka. Then there's a whole bunch of sea days, and you cross the international date line and end up in San Pedro and spend 2 days in San Pedro before you have to disembark the ship. That's a 17-day cruise, and it's only going to cost you $93 per night. That's an amazing deal for a cruise that hits those Japanese ports. Now, this trip doesn't quite meet the $120 criteria. It's $121 per night. It's 5 nights, and it starts in Southampton, England, goes to Zeebrugge, Belgium, then Rotterdam, Holland, and then Cherbourg, France, before returning back to Southampton. That trip is on May 5th on the MSC Virtuosa. This next cruise on the Holland America Zwieterdam is also just over that $120 per night. It's $121 per night, but it goes from Fort Lauderdale all the way to Quebec City, Canada. And it will be on May 9th. It's a 15-day cruise and it stops in all kinds of places. It starts in Norfolk, Virginia, then goes to Newport, Rhode Island, and Boston, Massachusetts. The next stop is Portland, Maryland. Then it goes to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Sydney, Nova Scotia. And you get to visit Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Then you sail in the St. Lawrence Seaway, and you finally end up in Quebec City for a full overnight before you disembark. I'm not sure if I counted right on those cruise opportunities, but they are outstanding value for singles. If you're interested in more value cruise opportunities, we'll be posting 2 of them per month. We like to book our cruises 4 to 6 months ahead of sailing dates. That's why I'm giving you these cruises that are 4 months in the future. This is just what works best for us. Let me know if you like to book your cruises closer to the sailing date or you want more planning time. That way we can custom make our value cruise videos to suit how our audience prefers to see them. Thanks for watching. I hope you found something that suits your desires and hope to see you on a cruise ship. Bye now.
We sure hope you found this information helpful and valuable to your future cruising.
Valuable for our value cruises. Something we thought we would mention is that on Norwegian ships, they have something called studio suites that are made for single people.
Yeah, and we toured through those suites when we were on the Encore, and we have a video that you'll see somewhere on the screen for checking that video out.
Now, it should have highlighted the price for those ones on this search, but it didn't. So, not sure of the price point of those suites, but they do have their own private lounge for single people.
The cruise ship passengers that we talked to who are staying in those studio suites said they found them to be excellent for solo travelers, and they have their own separate lounge where they get to mingle by themselves.
That's really nice, but you know what? Every ship has singles mingles. And the last ship of our DIY World Cruise, the Island Princess, they had meet and greets for singles every single day. In addition to that, the singles group booked an entire big table. It was 10 or 12 people, and they just showed up for their dinner in the dining room at that table, whichever singles there were.
Yeah, it seemed to work really well for them, and we saw them out on shore doing shore excursions together, sharing cabs, sharing other tours that they were doing. It looked like they were having a lot of fun.
They formed a very cohesive group.
If you have found this video helpful or informative, please like,
Subscribe,
comment,
and share with your friends. Thanks for watching.
bye for now.
It's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose? plans. We'll post videos as we visit new lands. We'd love you to join us as we sail around in floating hotels of every brand. We're retired and it's time to cruise. Come and join us or watch our YouTubes.